All right.
All right.
Okay, I just
Okay,
tried
I
to
just
call
tried
you,
to
get
call
that.
you with that.
Want you to go ahead and open up. Go ahead and do your thing. All right? You had something for us the other night. We missed you.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. Well, back, family.
Well, who back?
I had something that I wrote down a little while ago, based off one day when I was at work. Co-worker there, white guy, Jewish guy, said something along the lines of, he was talking about death and afterlife, and he said something along the lines of, he's pretty sure this is all we get. Something like that. So,
meaning what, this life right now?
Yeah, he was saying, I'm pretty sure this is all we get. Like, there's nothing else.
Yeah, I hear
so,
you. Go ahead.
Right. I was thinking about it, pondering to myself, asking how could I have turned that into a teaching moment? And I came up with a parable based off of a situation that I saw. So what I wrote was, if someone were to say this reality is all we get, my response would be yes, if that's what you believe. Meaning, if you know there's more, then you can get more. For example, let's say you're at a dinner party, a buffet, right? So you got 5 pans of food on the left, you got 5 pans of food on the right. Now your table is closer to the pans of food on the right. So you take your food from there and assume that the food on the left is the same as the food on the right. So you don't even bother to go check, because you just assume this is all the food you can get. So back at the table now, you see people coming with food that you don't have. And it's because they took that extra step to find out if there might possibly be something different on the other side. So by learning there was more, they knew there was more, and they got more. I hope you all understood.
I did. I did. Very good. Go on. I just wanted to interject too while you organizing your thoughts, that I'd like all of us to focus on social media. Rahubat, how are you? I'd like us all to focus on social media and the effects it's having on us in totality as a people. Don't put too much emphasis on shares and likes and comments in social media, because it's becoming so influential that people are actually being affected to the degree that they're making judgments about themselves, their lives, and others around them based on results from public media, or what other people that they don't even know think about them. For example, a person starts a new page up in public media. A year passes by and they have 0 friends, and they're really devastated. Their personality is squashed because of that. Really? You mean you're upset because people you don't even know don't have an opinion about you? Is that right? Think about this. You have to think about this, because our opinions are becoming more based on what other people think than our Creator. For example, I chose Shaheem to be the first of the teachers of the 144,000. Not the only, but the first. Now, it would be a bad mistake for him to go out and judge his performance by the opinions of people out there. Because there'll be a lot of people that will complain about his delivery, his substance, and how he's teaching and what he's teaching. And they have a right to their own opinions. Because opinions like assholes, everybody got one. But what I would like him to be focused on primarily, and all of you that's coming in that same vein, is rather than focus on being accepted by people out there, first you have to understand that you've been chosen by the Most High. And that's His opinion. In His opinion, you are what you are. You have to grow into it. But let me say, you don't have to be a teacher for 144,000 immediately. Because everybody here in existence has been chosen by the Most High to be here. And that alone makes you worthy. Do you understand? You don't have to stand on your head in a telephone booth and chew crackers and whistle at the same time or anything. You've already been chosen by the Most High as His ambassador to communicate to the world and to creation in the very highest possible terms your opinion about the Most High and your relationship to the Most High. That's your job at birth, but just being here is your responsibility. It's your natural calling. So I want y'all to think about all the people, teenagers that's committing suicide, about social media results or non-results, and how it's so devastating to people to be called out in comments. I would really suggest that you don't, when you go to work for the Most High in a very public manner, don't be so focused on the comments and opinions of others. Just go inside and communicate with the Most High. And the most important thing for you to learn is to allow yourself to move yourself out of the way, your own ego, and allow the Most High to work through you. And you'll be amazed at the results. Don't depend on your education and all these things. Act as if you're all mother taught, you're literate. I'll give you an example that you can all relate to. If you're on a computer and you play, say, a solitaire game, card game, solitaire, as long as you focus on getting a high score, you maybe you have a faster aptitude and IQ than a lot of people and quicker reflexes, and you can attain it. But you'll find out that after you play maybe 40 games and your thoughts start drifting away and you get in a conversation with somebody else in the room, or you start thinking about something that's not related to playing solitaire, you start looking up and your scores will far, far surpass anything that you could have logically attained with your intellect and your own personal abilities. Somebody tell me, what happened? How are you getting these high scores without even trying? Without focus, without your personal intellectual input? Where's that coming from? That's right, it's your own higher self. You're allowing the Most High, that aspect of you, to work. Now, if you don't believe me, check it out. Go to the game that you prefer the most on a computer and play a lot of it. And wait until you're distracted. to keep your hands moving. And then look at your scores, and it'll blow you away. Does anybody have anything they'd like to add to what I just said about the negative effects of social media and the stresses it may cause?
Yeah, I actually heard a story today about a young brother in Africa, in Kenya. He was a popular influencer. He went viral, and he turned up dead today, I want to say, or yesterday. So there's also the dangers it poses as far as exposure, because they're saying, it looks like he could have been drugged, or people going live showing everybody where they are, that type of thing.
Right.
You can put a target on your back as well.
I follow you. It's true. And your only protection from that is to work inside the parameters of the Most High. Because the Most High is the only one that is in control of the entire creation. So when you want 100% protection in what you do, you have to be 100% inside of the mind of all. Every time you step out and become you, you're in danger of failure or worse. You're on your own. When you're on your own, you're on your own. And being one of the 144,000 teachers, you're in a very tentative position, fragile at best. Of course, you can look at it as the greatest opportunity that could possibly be afforded to any human being, because your potential for ascension and gain are completely unlimited. Since you'll be ranked and judged by your effectiveness in that position. And just like any other relationship, what you're going to get out of it is exactly what you put into it. And you're not going to do it through researching other people on earth, Sister Clara and brother this and that. You're going to get your best results by going within and connecting with your own higher self. If you're thinking that because of your expansive knowledge of public media, your education, and your worldly travels, that you can use all your experiences in college and school to come out to be a master teacher, it's the wrong perception. Because that'll be dead in the water by the fact that when you enter into a situation like Q&A, for example, you asking people if they have any questions, and those people could be from anywhere, anytime, any place, in any space, any environment, any condition. You asking them what it is they want to know. Now you tell me, who among us is that worldly, that smart, that educated, that we're really prepared to answer the questions of anybody in a public forum? And many of those questions won't even be vaguely, remotely related to your personal lives or anything on earth. What if they start asking you things like that pertain to life after death, or even if it exists, like we opened up with Katas? You can't refer to your textbooks on that, or your conversation with your grandmother. And then what do you do when you have ignorant people on the phone like that? that have no respect at all for what you're doing here? Do you pull your hair out and just say, that's it, I quit, and you stomp off and go away? With your lips blew up like inner tubes?
No.
Or do you just go back, relax, and open up your mind and say to yourself, I have to get closer to the source? Do you go and attack all the books that you have in your library and go back through all your DVDs and CDs? You go all the libraries out there? Or do you just go inside and access the CashApp records in the only place where you know all the information is, for sure? These are questions you have to learn to ask yourself, in as whether or not you're qualified to represent the creator of the heavens and the earth, everything beyond, before, and after, in a very public way. If you've been walking with me all these years, you have a very clear outline of the Most High's message to humanity. What do you think it is? It's time for you to set yourself apart and come in and let everybody know that you come in with something completely different, more modern, more upbeat, more hip? Or are you here to confirm and bear witness to the truth that's already there? The Most High has a message to give to the world. And it includes extraterrestrials before birth and after death and everything in between. And there's nothing that we can add to it without fabrication. So keep a closest ear to your own work. Be your own best critic. Stay inside the lines like a student in kindergarten. The first thing you have to learn is how to color and stay in the lines. Stay in the lines. The best master teachers are born from those who were the best students. I'll tell you, without being egotistical, Malachi Z. York didn't have a better student on earth than me. I paid attention to everything he taught, on his every word. I was very serious about it. Because it wasn't about personalities. What it was is the very instant that he proved to me that he had a connection to the Most High, that I knew that was flowing through him was something worthy of learning and recommunicating to others. When I was chosen as the Messiah, Amun-Rayay, I was really surprised by that at the timing and when it happened. And you might think, oh, he should have been really proud of that after all that work, all those years, all that dedication, all that he put into it, the blood, sweat, and the tears, the finances, everything, the years. I am very proud of it. But more than that, I was humbled by it, the magnitude of it. And in many ways, I was afraid. Sometimes I still am. Because you see, one of the greatest qualifications is you have to love your people and yourself and the Creator above all. And you have to be in desperate search of truth and reality to communicate to people. If they're going to look to you for guidance, to reconnect with the Most High, which is the whole goal, isn't it? Okay, that being said, Go ahead, Katat. And I'm sorry for the interruption, but I just wanted to interject.
That's all right. I was pretty much finished.
Okay. Did you cook it?
I'm sorry?
I thought you said you were eating your spinach. What did you say?
No,
oh, you pretty much finished.
I was just about finished.
Okay. All right. Who has that first spiritual experience they'd like to share with us? But you just beginning. Believe what I tell you. And I hope you got a thick skin. Because you have a lot of disillusioned, egotistical, physical beings out here that are really, really being manipulated by the very lowest of beings. You hear what I'm saying? But it's not your job to focus on them, but to ferret out the enlightened ones, the elite, those that are worthy. All right, who has that first question?
Can I say, Katat, that's really nice what you brought to us. Really appreciate that.
I says, I do too. And I love you.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, Cheryl, you're not very far from that place and that time. You hear me, Cheryl?
Okay,
you hear me?
Thank you.
Because what I feel in you is very unique and authentic. You hear me? And that's the first thing you have to be. Is not, you can't be fake. You hear me? That's the first thing. You have to be for real and consistent and value the creator more than the creation. And those are the students that excel. And those are the ones that will excel as a master teacher. And unfortunately, I don't know what it is with Gabab, what kind of game he's playing at, but he's throwing away his potential for worldly gain. And it won't last past the grave, whatever it is he thinks he's playing at. You follow me? And there are other people here that are close to qualification. Some people that were so close to the verge, but they didn't have the personality, they didn't have the demeanor. And they lose patience and they just get mad and drop out and say, fuck y'all. You're not doing what I want. You're not talking about what I want you to talk. You're not, you follow me? You're not coloring inside my lines. This ain't about you or the creator. This is about me. Really? You're that big. You ran out of patience. You can't wait. Well, let me tell you something. I walked with Malachi 40 years and had no designs on being who I am. It never even came to my mind. I was only focused on one thing, is helping him to perform this mission to uplift and raise our people. That was 100% of my focus, not on me. That's why I was so surprised when it happened. Okay, thank you, Cheryl, for that input. Now, who has that first question?
I have a question.
I'll do my best.
Do we have the same incarnations as your counterpart or equivalent to that, as in character or that sort of thing?
Not quite. Because you as the original are unique in that. Oh, you mean your counterpart?
Yeah.
Okay, yes, you do. I was thinking about clones. Yes, you do. Except that your counterpart is the opposite of you in every way. In every way. If you're left-handed, they're right-handed. If you're right-handed, they're left-handed. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, do you think Malachi Z. York is left-handed or right-handed?
Left.
Exactly. Extremely left-handed, to the point that most of his offspring, and he's got a lot of them, they're all left-handed. Do you think I'm left-handed or right-handed?
You should be right.
I'm extremely right-handed, and you can use that criteria. You see, that's what I mean by a quick study. You understand? That's right. Yes. You know, what you are the exact same being in the same place at the same time, vibrating on different frequencies. You definitely have a counterpart out there. But he or she is your opposite in every way, okay?
Yeah, got that.
Which is frightening to think about. If you really think about it, it's a lot of ways to consider, a lot of things to consider. I like that direction, though. Go ahead. I can tell you can get more about counterparts directly from Panababi Anun. If you can all write this down. Google Dr. Malachi Z. York, comma, Outformation Class 72413, comma, YouTube. Dr. Malachi Z. York, Outformation Class 72413, comma, YouTube. No, I'm not the kind that goes to YouTube and then search and just you add YouTube to your search and you go right there instantly. Take some of those steps out. Move like a god through ether rather than material.
Brother Amun, can you say it one more time?
Yes, Dr. Malachi Z. York, Outformation Class 7/24/13, comma, YouTube. It's an Outformation class by Malachi Z. York, dated 7/24/13. And you're going to learn a lot about counterparts. Because you see, he and I were both taken up in 2013 in the real vortex on those crafts and out there. That's true. It's very real. And I came out with a class 3/26/13 called Gateway, My Vortex 3/26/13. Now let me tell you something. If you don't have that class, you need to get it. And what's really important about it is that 4 months later, or 3 months later, whatever it was, 4 months, Malachi came out with the same class, but from a different perspective, because we're opposites. And he had different focuses. But he made it clear that I was his counterpart, and made it clear for all of you that are searching for yours, what to look for. For example, I had a friend, Buck Whipple, that died since then. He was curious about Amun-Rayay. So I put him in the car, and we drove out there one night. Went to the Pie Lounge, of course, and we got out and started walking around, and I was showing him the different sites and what have you. And I didn't know they had an activity out there, but I was facing Malachi, and he was walking with an entourage behind him as usual. And we locked eyes, and as he got closer, of course, I tried to move to the right to let him pass with his entourage. When I moved to the right, he immediately stepped to his left. And then what I did is I stepped to my left to get out of his way, and he stepped to his right. We must have did that 5 times. Until I just said, wait a minute, brother, just look, I'm going to walk over here and you go ahead and pass. He just looked at me and smiled. But now the next time we went to Solomon's Temple for a class where he was teaching, he looked at me and he pointed, he said, we all have counterparts. And one of the ways you can know that you met your counterpart is if you walk in it and you approaching one another, you just can't get out the other one's way. You see, because they think opposite, don't you see what I mean? So when you think right, he's thinking left. When you think left, but you're both trying to get out of each other's way. Don't you see? I just want to make that clear. Go ahead, Cheryl, or the next person with the questioning. You're doing good.
I got a question.
Okay.
What would be the most effective? Thank you. What would be the most effective way for us to have access or gain access to the Akashic records for what you're talking about?
There's only one way to gain access to it is to make the journey within. Now, I see on television all these UFO shows and antiquity and ancient stuff. They got people going all over the world searching in caves and all this and through ancient ruins and all. You're not going to, it has nothing to do with out there. Nothing to do at all with out there. Because if you're here, and by now you don't know that you are in all and all is in you, then you're completely lost already. If you think you're going to get your answers out there, you really think that you're going to get etheric answers out there in the physical world? You're going to get a lot of clever ideas and fantastic imaging and mythology and a lot of people that say things in firm resolution pop and sweat like they really mean it, and you're going to find big crowds behind them like in these mega churches. Everybody amen it. But is it real? Is it worth anything to you? Will it change the outcome of your future? Not in any way. If you think I'm kidding, I want you to reflect. The Most High sent 124,000 prophets, 315 apostles, 124 messiahs, one Mahdi to every geographical place and nation of people, so that at the end of time, nobody will be able to say, I didn't know. He didn't leave a stone unturned. So there was a message with every one of them. What you consider our servant Noah, put the fishdom, Noah, a prime example of what I'm saying. Now here was a man that was sent here by the Most High, not the president, goddammit, the creator, the life giver. He was sent here by the Most High. Did people respect that man and the word that came through him? Yes or no? I need to hear from you all.
No.
No, they didn't.
No. Again.
And who did that hurt? Did that hurt Noah?
No, it did not. It hurt the people. That's why they perished.
Bigger the crowd, deeper the water. Don't forget that. So I always know it's prerequisite to know that if you sent on a mission by the Most High as a prophet or a Messiah or an apostle, an apostate is a person, so I can make it clear to you, that was not sent directly by the Most High, but is equal in every way to a prophet, because they give the same message as the prophet. Do you understand what I'm saying? And even a prophet in Greek is called parakletos. Somebody tell me what that word is based out of. Parakeet. Because they repeat only what they hear. They don't speak from themselves. That's the hardest thing for the human being to move out the way is themselves, their ego. That's the hardest thing to breach. They always want to let you know what they feel, what's on their mind, what they think, their opinion, and what they've concluded, their assessment, and what they've logically, come on, nigga. If we want to depend on a man, we go to Professor Cyril. God damn it, that white boy on Oprah. We want the ultimate reality, and that's not going to come from you as an individual, brother, sister. It's not coming from Aunt Clara or Brother Ben. It's not coming from out there. Until you know how to make that journey within and connect with your own higher self, you're useless to us. In fact, you become a great hazard. Because you join the ranks of those that are misleading the population. And then it'll turn out worse for you than it does for them. So approach this with humility and sincerity. You have to be pure and shake off all your personal thoughts. And be a servant of the Most High. Be a servant of the Most High. All right, Amun, go ahead with your questions.
Okay, so going off into that, with that, is there like an intention, or the best thing is to maybe just focus on you telling yourself when you're going inside of there the intention to have access to to gain access to the Akashic records when you're making the journey with them?
Yes, and the most direct way is directly. An example is when you're about to go to sleep, before you're in the throes of it, start asking the Most High to please reveal to you what your purpose is here, and to bless you and honor you with His message, His light message to the world. And repeat that. So that's the only thing on your mind when you finally drift off into sleep. It's the last thing on your mind. And you'll find that 9 times out of 10, when you wake up with inspiration. You may even have people in the house around you, just like this morning. I was in my room, and I stayed woke all night, and Anukas was in the kitchen cooking, but she heard something in here. Can you tell them what you heard?
Yes, I was cooking, and it was quiet here in his room, so I knew that he had been woke all night anyway, as usual. But anyway, I could hear every now and then him talking as if he were having a conversation with someone. Nobody was in here with him, so I decided that what I heard was spiritual. I couldn't make out legibly what his words were. All I could hear was his voice talking. So eventually he put on a CD called Cosmic Traveler. So I focused on that until it went off. And then as soon as that went off, he started that talking again. I mean, the conversation was, we had intervals, but he did that until he woke all the way completely up.
Yeah. Sure.
And I've been...
Okay.
Go ahead. I bear witness to what Nicholas is saying, because now my room is upstairs, but I'm up over the Messiah's room, and I can hear him like he's having a conversation with someone, and I know the difference between when he's playing that CD or DVD. But and then, like she said, when the CD go off, he go right back. So it's like he having a conversation. And I'll be laying there, I'm thinking to myself, somebody down there with him? But she is telling you the truth.
I would like everybody to go to the Holy Bible. Numbers chapter 12, please. There's something I want. You have to rely on the messengers of the Most High, because in a worldly manner, that's as close as you're going to be able to reference the ways of the Most High. It's going to be through those that are sent by Him. I'm telling you the truth. It's not by any other means. Numbers chapter 12. If you have your phones and computers, just look up King James, Numbers chapter 12. There's something that I think we need to revisit. Okay, chapter 12. Are you all ready?
Yes, I am.
Okay. And Miriam and Aaron, these are the big sister and the big brother of Moses. And Miriam and Aaron spake against Moses because of the Ethiopian woman whom he had married, for he had married an Ethiopian woman. And back then, they didn't use race. They didn't say white people, black people. It was like Hebrews or Phoenicians or whatever, And they said, hath the Lord indeed spoken only by Moses? Has he not spoken also by us? And the Lord heard it. Now the man Moses was very meek, above all the men which were upon the face of the earth. That's why I tell you, humility and meekness, that's one of the qualifications. And the Lord spake suddenly unto Moses, and unto Aaron, and unto Miriam, come out, ye three, unto the tabernacle of the congregation. And they three came out. And the Lord came down in the pillar of the cloud, and stood in the door of the tabernacle, and called Aaron and Miriam, and they both came forth. And he said, hear now my words. They wanted to talk with him, right? Hear now my words. If there be a prophet among you, I, the Lord, will make myself known among you. I, the Lord, will make myself known, I myself, the Lord, will make myself known unto him in a vision, and will speak unto him in a dream. My servant Moses is not so, who is faithful in all mine house. With him will I speak, mouth to mouth. With him will I speak, mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark speeches. And the similitude of the Lord shall be whole. Wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses? And his people are not. And the anger of the Lord was kindled against them, and he departed. And the cloud departed off of the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. And Aaron looked up on Miriam, and behold, she was leprous. And Aaron said unto Moses, alas, my Lord, I beseech thee, lay not the sin upon us, wherein we have done foolishly, and wherein we have sinned. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. And Moses the one they were talking about. And Moses cried unto the Lord, saying, Heal her now, O God, I beseech thee. And the Lord said unto Moses, If her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be received in again. And Miriam was shut out from the camp 7 days, and the people journeyed not till Miriam was brought in again. And afterward, the people removed from Hazeroth and pitched in the wilderness of Paran. You see in chapter 13 and again, and the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Send thou men that they may search the land of Canaan, which I give unto the children of Israel, of the tribe of their fathers. Shall ye send a man, every one a ruler among them? And Moses, by the commandment of the Lord, sent them from the wilderness of Paran. All those men were heads of the children of Israel. And these were the names of the tribes: Reuben, Shammua, the son of Zachor, of the tribe of Simon; Sephath, the son of Hori, of the tribe of Judah; Caleb, the son of Jehune, of the tribe of Issachar; Ijal, the son of Joseph. Well, okay. Let's go down. These are the names of the men which Moses sent to spy out the land. And remember that when Moses had completed his mission, he went up on the mountain to receive the 10 commandments, which were really 613 commandments, and a pillar of smoke, and he was taken up in a vortex, as was Jesus, Ahmed, all the rest of Muhammad, Malachi, and myself in 2013. Because the Most High is just as vibrant today as he was yesterday. There's no time. Time is a thing that exists inside of the Most High that he created. But remember, Moses was not ordained to finish the mission. So who finished the mission of Moses? Lead the people into the sacred land, into the land of Canaan. That's what it was. It was Joshua. After Moses had walked back and forth across thousands of miles of desert, back and forth talking to Pharaoh and performing miracles and being obedient and getting his tongue burned out by hot coals, all kind of things, and his brother Aaron, he was chosen to be Moses' prophet, and Moses was chosen to be his God and the God over the people. That's why he could perform miracles like part the Red Sea, etc. But this time, the Most High has ordained it for me to be able to give these abilities to the people. Those that are sincere, and those of you that are playing with this are not sincere, I tremble in ways you could never imagine, because this is not a game. But remember, before you start getting excited about being a prophet or an apostle or anything, because Joshua was chosen by Moses. But of course, you know that Moses had conversations with the Most High, because he didn't do anything on his own will, on his own time, for his own personal reasons. Well, I like Joshua. I think I like that, but that's not the job. The Creator has to like Joshua and choose Joshua. Maybe Joshua might not know who he is at all, and he might think he's the complete opposite of what that is. But he didn't know until he was called who he was. You follow what I'm saying? He might have thought he was a clever enemy of the Most High, or of Moses. But he found out he wasn't. He was chosen above the men of the world. But don't get attached to titles and positions of authority. bestowed on you by the Most High. Be proud of it and do your very best to achieve the results of the mission. And remember, the mission is not about you. It's about the people that you are sent to. It's the people you're sent to. That's how you judge the success of your mission. I don't care if it's only 3 of them that you pull out of here. Or 8, like Noah did. And was 10 on the ark, but 2 of his own family, his second wife and his son by her named Rhea. At the very last instant, Rhea bolted from the boat down the ramp and partook to a high mountain. And he was Mama's boy. Moses kept trying to talk to him and her about that. Rhea loved him so much, she broke and ran down the ramp and up to the high mountain behind Rhea. And Moses kept calling him back, said, come on, the time is just like Lot tried to talk to his wife, leaving Sodom and Gomorrah, but people had their own mind. We'll be all right up here. Moses had to pull the ramp up because he'd lost everybody. And boy, it started raining. And it rained, chilling, didn't it rain? And the water even came up about the bowels of the earth and from the canopies above. This happened for 40 days and 40 nights. And there was nobody laughing anymore because nobody survived it, even in the highest mountains. Only the fish survived it because they had never done any wrong. And those that were with Noah, the servant of the Most High. Now, people know the Most High servants. That's what's baffling. They know them because of these miracles and the word that comes through them. They know that's them. But these are hard-hearted and stiff-necked, rebellious. These are the fallen angels. And they rebel against the Creator directly, let alone his servants, his messengers, his prophets, and his Messiah. These people are created for hell. Everybody on earth is created for a specific reason. Don't you know that even our thoughts are not our own? You heard me right. Well, this is what I think. I made up my mind. Nigga, you ain't got no goddamn mind. What we all do is share in the one universal mind of all. I don't want to bust your egotistical bubble, but you don't have no goddamn opinion. You live by the thoughts that are directed to you from out of a cast up from out of the mind of all. It's only one mind, and even a fly or a flock of birds share that same mind. Even the bear, when it's time to hibernate, share that same mind, or a salmon when they swim upstream. It's one goddamn mind, nigga. Yeah. You don't have no independent thought or will. We are all the all. His emissaries. And I suggest you wake up and play your part to the bottom of your heart before time get beyond repair. And you suffer the fate as many of those that came before you. Tragic, tragic, tragic. You hear me? Now, I wanted to take y'all to the Holy Tablets, and I will, to chapter 6. Here. Go to chapter 6 of the Holy Tablets. Now, whoever can guide me to Melchizedek in this chapter 6, please do so. Okay, I'm there now. Okay. I'm going to take you to chapter 6. Chapter 6, tablet 4. verse 204. If the softback, that'll be page 475, chapter 6, tablet 4, verse 204. Let me know when you're there.
I'm there. It's
All
page
right.
527 in the hardback.
Repeat the number again.
527.
527, Harry. Okay. And from that time, great confusion arose on the earth. And those of you here that think you're too important to look this up, you will be left behind. And El, too cute to move stars, is Anu, the Almighty Creator. Called Utnapishtim, that's Noah, unto the Mount Ararat, that was between Assyria and Armenia, and the land of Arabia beside the ocean. See, because he was talking to Noah, just like we discussed. He said, just like he talked to Moses, he said to him, make there an ark with 300 lackets in length, and in width 50 lackets, and in height 30. And 2 stories in the middle, and his door of 1 lacket, and of their lackets 300. Now let me ask you, what good would it be for the Most High to give instructions to an asshole that don't believe and is going to do his own thing anyway? He needs to find the meekest, humblest people in the world that'll follow his instructions and go by his program to save the people, let none save themselves. But ours also 15,000, and so if there's 50, but if I was 900, and if there's 30 lacking, but if I was 50, in agreement with this numeral, the Israelites keep measurements of Utnapishtim's ark, just as Anu said to him. And they carry out all their measurements in the same way, and all their regulations, even up to the present. Anu, El, who is Allah, the Almighty Creator, opened the doors of the heavens. Rain came unto the earth for 150 days, and the earth also did burst asunder, spitting forth much water, and all flesh died. And Utnapishtim was in the year 500. He was 500 years old. He fathered triplets. That is 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth by Nahama. And 1 year later, before that, Rhea was born to Waala. Now listen carefully. And after the deluge, after the flood, right? And after the deluge, did Melchizedek come to earth again? Now what makes Melchizedek different from the prophets? He was an angel, not a prophet. And Melchizedek is actually the angel Michael, the head of the angelic order. He's not a god or a human. He's an angel. Without mother, without father, without descent, without beginning or ending of days, but made into like a high priest of the Most High. Does that mean when somebody's granted the title of Melchizedek that every day they walk the earth that Michael is in them? Yes or no? You should know by now if you're paying attention.
Yes. The answer is yes.
The answer is no. Utterly no.
No.
Completely. Because every day they walk the earth, they're just a man, Dwight York, Larry Darrensburg, until the Most High has a light message that he wants to deliver to the entire world. Then he sends the angel Michael down into their chest to inspire them with his words. Are you following me? Only then. They don't just walk around and the angel. Yeah, the angel Michael has got on earth. He's a heavenly host. You follow? And I knew when Michael was in Malachi. All right. Anubis was in the year 500. Okay, 214. And after the deluge, did Melchizedek come to earth again and headed the priesthood? That means he comes to earth every time into a different human man and a different human vessel. None of them look the same. It's a different one. Came to earth again and headed the priesthood to initiate Abraham into the ancient Mishkan of Melchizedek. And then he didn't die, he departed. Then again, Michael was sent back for the initiators of Moshe. That's Moses and his brother Aaron. Aaron is a prophet and Moshe as his God. Then again, he was sent back for Yahshua, that's Jesus. And he went back. Then he was sent again for Ahmed. That was me as Muhammad with the Quran. Then again, he was sent back for Al-Mahdi, also Ahmed, the 19th Imam after Ahmed, Muhammad, with the Ratib. Finally, in the last day, he shall incarnate the Mud Michael to seal up the lives and reveal all the facts. Yeah, that's right now. And you think praise belongs to you, right, man? But why? Because if you toss a cat into the air, each time it will land on its feet. Oh, you, all in all, you've done all this for me. I have the remembrance of it. And all I long for is to return to your bosom, remembering only the sweetness of your presence. Long before this rock grew life by your mercy. Oh, Father, your Son is weary. I tire of this cross and of the many crucifixions. It's true, it's really true. And the willing crucifiers and the many deceivers. Oh, Judas, I die daily. Yet resurrect with the hopes of being with you, Anu, the Most High. Your will must be done on earth as it is in the heavens above. He offers them dreams of gold. Yes, your gold, which only you have created. He gives them dreams of diamonds, glitter. Yes, your diamonds, which only you have made. The world wars over your oil by the value that he placed on it. Yet I give him a string of beads with your names. That's what the attributes, mishpah beads. Yet I give them a string of beads with your names, one for each element, 99 plus one in all, which belongs only to you. Yet they became absent with words. I fear that I carry too long, becoming ugly. One of the spirits strong, that's Melchizedek talking, Michael. Because if we stay too long in this place, we get effed up and shit, full of shit. I fear that I carry too long here, becoming ugly. One of the spirits strong, but one of matter hurts me. You know, lusting for people and things. I love you, O Father. You are love. And I love your children in you. For I am not of his world. And love is not of this world. Save those who've inclined themselves to thee. Yet I will go on in your work until you call me home to rest. Now remember a letter that I sent y'all from Malachi, where Michael Mumford's brother wrote him and asked him, who was Larry, Pastor Larry down there? He said, oh, Larry? He's a very good brother. I I love him, he'll be with me in risk. Not many will make it. Many will fall off. But some will come back. And I will try to bring on Ezekiel's wheel, on Elijah's chariot, as many with me who will obey. That's what he told me on the phone. Don't forget, you and I have to finish raising 144,000. Look, don't get mad with me. I'm just doing my job. That's all. I always have. I'm just doing my job. Oh, Anu, the Most High, forgive me these tears, this thing, emotion. Never felt I until I saw beings with eyes wishing not to see, with ears wishing not to hear, with brains wanting no truths. This sign melts my heart. Strengthen me with an undying strength, that I may remove the seals from their hearts, and may roll back the heavens, that they may see glory of being with you. One is one. I'll eternally be your son. That's right. Yeah. There's some things. Because I'm going to tell you the value of the holy tablets. It's the only place that you're going to find on earth where you have the uncorrupted word of the Most High coming through one that he sent. He sent Malachi. He sent me, Ogden. He sent us to you. How much must he love you? You know how we've been tormented because of you? And worse, how many times do you think we died for you? He loves you. No, you can't count it. And you gonna shit on that because of your ego? No, you haven't learned any lessons from all those prophets that came. You haven't learned anything yet. You're still the same. Right, okay. Let's go to chapter 6, chapter 7, verse 85. We're going to start with Azrael's presence, the angel of death, right? Yes. Verse 85. That's page 523 of the softback. In fact.
What was that verse again?
Let me change it around to verse 84 at the bottom. And this is how this event should be commemorated. It's a different italic, a different print rather. Chapter 6, tablet 7, verse 84 at the bottom. And this is how this event should be commemorated. Page 522. It's just the next page over. To the left. Are you there?
Yeah.
Wait, Michelle, and okay. And this is how the event should be commemorated. Midway in the 8th month of Shaban, under the year, under your new calendar, in the 15th shadow hour of Saban, all the children of Elohim gather at their respective temples or at the central. There is a spiritual lecture on the above subject, followed by not less than 100 prostration of prayer. The continuation of the shadow hours is in a state of awokeness. Children under the age of 13, those pregnant, and those ill may sleep, but those of sound mind and healthy body should spend complete shadow hours awake, and when dawn comes, chant hymns of praise together. This is during the Prophet Mustafa Muhammad Al-Amin Ahmed. No, but we did rock 100 rakats under Malachi. Ashadu an la ilaha illallah wa wabdahu la sharika lahu. I bear witness that nothing would exist if Allah didn't create it. He is alone, no partner, says he. Ashadu an kula al-Rasuli Allahi. I bear witness that all the apostles are apostles of Allah. Not just prophets, all the apostles. Allahumma inaka atha kareem rahim tubibu ba'ath ani. O Allah and His Messenger, surely you are the generous, that's al-Kareem, merciful. You like to pardon, excuse from me. This dhikr and dua should be recited as many times as one can during the 15th shadow hour of Shaban. This confers many blessings on its reciter. Breakfast should be enjoyed together. There is no exchange of gifts. Okay, let's go down to verse 85. Israel's presence reveals that he has 4 faces, 1 head. Consequently, the 3 remaining are placed severely on his chest, back, and feet. The first face is reserved for the regard of the Anunnaki Elohim and the great teachers. The second face for the faithful, and the brightness of it as Apsu, the sun, as it appears looking from Tiamat, the planet Earth. The third face for the unfaithful, burnt black with the fire of their destiny, darker than the darkest solar eclipse. And the fourth face for the jinns, red and yellow as the flames of the fire. He Azazel, also having 70,000 feet, 4,000 wings, and an eye for each person that ever has and ever will be begotten into this world, ever full of tears for those that die not with peace. For when each being dies, the very angel closes an eye. Certain great teachers being given the power by Anu that it only be a wink and then open again. One such being is Yahshua, or Jesus, and Lazarus, brothers Mary of Magdalene and Martha. But even at the end of this world's time, dinky Israel will not be blinded. It ending while some men still live, others dying swiftly, others not yet born. At the end's end, there will be 4 arch Anunnaki, and the 4 throne bearers see upon him still 8 eyes open. Faithful being gathered pure white raiment, waiting on you, Anubis, scented of musk and rose in myrrh, transported in that manner to the heights of the heavens. Yet, O you covers of this truth, never will we surrender to your weakness and your unbeliefs. You shall be about, tarred and ragged, and cast into the depths of your dreams, yet never fulfilled, burning perpetually. Is Raphael standing every point in time with the trumpet, to his gaze fixed to Anu's face, ever waiting to sound the trumpet of woes, the call of doom, for that moment which our Creator, the first and the last, the opener and the closer, gives him the nod to ascend and let loose the first blast. You'll recall some of this from the book of Revelation. A blast of terror will extract life from everything on earth in the galactical heavens except the four Arch-Anunnaki and the throne bearers. Yet the Arch-Anunnaki will pass through a black hole one at a time in their assigned order, Gabriel being first, Israel being last. And after 40 years, the angel of death will raise to bow a second woe, a blast that will ring the bell of his trumpet, numerous as the grains of sand that fly before the windstorms of the desert. Through 6,000 years of souls, plus 6,000, all that have lived and passed will fly to their bodies. For this is the blast, the day of resurrection. You hear me, Lazarus? Yom Kwayam. After he has completed his work, the human beings' bodies lie lonely in the tomb, ever listening mournfully to the retreating footsteps of his friends. I warned you. Two unpleasant angelic beings called Munkar and Nekir headed one of the 200 that fell of their own will. The second called Nekir, heading the one of the 200 Anunnaki accompanying Iblis from the heaven of their own will, identifiable by bodies burnt black from Anshar, Saturn's heat, and eyes blue from Satan's. These two souls shall come and sit by each being's side, tormenting his peace in an unlit grave, questioning his faith. Silence of the universe cracked with questions. What say you of Ahmed? In a very beguiling manner. The past men let alone, and cold in the dark sepulchre, is glad of a little friendly converse. And he responded like this: truthfully, neither I bear witness that Ahmed is the servant and messenger of Allah, as shadowing Muhammadan Rasulullah, in which case the darkness turns to light, and the cold to warmth, and comfort in his loneliness quenched by the presence of the other faithful. But woe to the man whose answer is, I never knew that man, or I simply repeated concerning him what I heard from the others, never once letting it into my heart, thus bearing witness of himself that he is a false believer, being allowed to have a peep at the place reserved for him in paradise. Then after he's given a glimpse of the seat in hell, he has been spared, seeing many relatives and friends and loved ones, so he may rest a while without anxiety. False faithful, now to you be your way and me mine. However, he is to be treated to no peep or glimpse. Instead, he is beaten with iron rods and raped of his skin till he utters a cry that can be heard by both ends of the universe. Left them to think the matter over. Strange to say, but those who died on the day of assembly, Juma, are spared this post-mortem, given the and the guide to walk the Sirat al-Mustaqim and open the door to paradise, Yitzhak. In this life, every true Muslim and cover of truth, alike is guarded, shadow hour and day, by four inferior angelic beings. Why they are called and greeted in peace, Assalamu alaikum, not alayka, peace be upon you all, not just you. These angelic beings are called Afaza, guardians. Four they number, north, south, east, and west. The learned Al-Hafiz, and what it is you have two You have one on your left, one on your right, one behind you, and one before you. When you walk the earth at night, when you go to sleep, the one on the left and right are there, but the one before you go at the head of your bed and the foot of your bed. The learned Hafiz, guardian, Al-Hafiz, he who is a preserver of all the scriptures, a rememberer of the created things, says the Taslim, not less than 16 times each day, and for it will have his protecting as a defender, Salahuddin, defender of the faith, defender of the truth. Number 8 and 30, here in 100 times, 130 and 8. For as the water is the enemy of fire, so you have a protection from the jinn. This your man need by the four corners of Tiamat, the planet Earth, 4 times 4, 16, and all 4 times 4 equals 16, the bestower. 2 of the Anunnaki by day and 2 Anunnaki by shadow hour. Only changing guard by the appearance of the rising absolute, the sun, and the appearance of the setting absolute sun, the sun. For it only appears to rise and set, for it is your planet Earth that rotates around the sun. Those who have been on duty returning to headquarters before the relief sets out. So man is left alone in the semi-light with the jinn or prowl. Say I seek refuge from the breaking of the day, cool. Aludu Bilahi Rabbi Al-Falak. The true faithful, that's Bismillah Rahmanir cool. Aludu Rabbi Al-Falak. Mashri Makalak. Or Mashri Gospel Nazim Quab. Or Mashri Napasi Filu Quad. Or Mashri Nasi Nase Assad. That's protection from the breaking forth of dawn in the Quran. The true faithful one makes haste to commence the daylight hours or dusk period prayer. First, because the performance of the ceremony of the daylight hours or dusk period prayer. Second, in order that he retiring guard. Say you 240. Okay. The true faithful. Did you say? The true faithful one makes haste to commence the daylight hours or dusk period prayer. First, because the performance of the ceremony of the daylight hours or dusk period prayer, 141. Secondly, in order that he retiring guard may inform Allah that their charge has started his pious exercise. The cover of the truth is in a very grave danger during these hours because Iblis and his sons are always on the lookout. Give to each new child on the 40th day the reckoner, Yah Hasib, said 40 times. For he, Allah, 40 times, for Allah alone will be the satisfier, giving him the 4x4 as a guardian. Always remember the jinns are a race of evil beings, and our spirits considered to be the offspring of Ner el-Samun, that's the fire, right? The smokeless fire. Their king who wants you in his kingdom. As our servant Solomon, son of David and Bathsheba, they were speaking to the ants, right? Now all this was brought to you by Ahmed. Now, which is also me. Now let me say, it's 10:30. Time for you all to move these stars in earnest. So who's going to be the first one to go out and perform that godly miracle, not only for your own personal spiritual exercise, but to bear witness of who you are and where you at to the rest of creation to summon them home? Who's going to be a beacon to call the people home tonight first?
Well, that I can only see the moon.
That's all you need to see. What you going to do with that moon, son?
I want to make the moon go up in the name of the Messiah, Amun-Rayay.
Okay.
And it's going up. It's behind the cloud. I still can see it. Go to the right in the name of Amun-Rayay. It's going to the right. And go back to the left in the name of Amun-Rayay, the real Messiah. It's going to the left. drop down in the name of Amun-Rayay. It's going down. And go up one more time in the name of the Messiah, Amun-Rayay. And it's going back up through the cloud. I can see the aura.
I made it a little, that's what I just tried to tell you. I lit it up a little bit more with energy right then. Okay?
I see it.
Mm-hmm.
And brighten it up a little bit more. I can see it.
There you go. All right.
And you can see it right behind the cloud, can't you?
I understand. Yes, I can. And I'm inside in my room with the lights out, my eyes closed. I can see it.
Yeah.
Because it's only one mind. You and I share the same mind. I see what you see. Don't you? Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That's right. If I'm dialed in to the right frequency, you have to become one with all. That's all. All right. Next person. I love you.
I'll go.
All right.
All right. In the name of Amun-Rayay, move clockwise. And it's moving clockwise. In the name of the Amun, drop down. It's dropping down. Wobble it a little bit too, though.
Yeah.
In the name of the Amun, raise up. And there it goes. It's going back up.
It wobbled to the left.
In the name of the Amun. Yeah. In the name of the Amun, move right.
Going to the
right. In the name of the Amun, stop. Thank you, family. Love you guys.
I love you. Now, after these miracles from the Most High, and you know these are miracles from the Most High, because how can I take your mind from wherever you are? Then you know who I am, and you should know who you are just for being here. Act like it. Take responsibility for it. Support it. And stop putting worldly things and earthly things in front of it. Don't put a coffin in front of eternal life. That's what you're doing. All right, sister, go ahead.
I can see some stars, sir. I can make the whole creation.
Okay, the whole creation. Go ahead, Cheryl.
Okay. In the name of Amen, move to the right. All creation to the right. It's moving right.
Okay, all right.
It's moving right. Now move to the left.
Glad you're back, sister. To the left.
Okay, moving left. Now all creation drop down. All dropping down.
Yeah.
Yep. Now back up. All creation back up.
It's going up.
Okay, moving back up. Yeah. Thank you.
I love you. One more person. Is the other sister here from London? I did want you to encourage you to exchange contact information with Cheryl, if you're here.
I think her name is Ann.
Ann, okay. I want to say I did get your donation, Ann, and bless your soul. But I need you to do me a solid and exchange contact information with Cheryl. That'll help us all. All right, one more person. let me ask you all, is there any question about who I am or who sent me? Regardless with the scripture.
No, not in my mind. No.
It can't be.
Beautiful.
So then you know. So then why are people acting rebellious and ignorant like that?
They're working hard to try to stop us.
Oh, I know. They always do. That's why you have these floods and all these. That's why you got hell. You know, beat with rods and screaming until they can be heard in both corners of the universe and raped to their skin and all these things, boiled in oil, hung upside down over fire and all these things. Because that's what they earned. They deserve that, going against their own creator as a part of creation. They done lost their goddamn, it's not even their mind. They're crazy. I mean, walking wide-eyed into the fire. I'm not following the devil. I ain't with the devil. I'm following myself. That is the devil, nigga.
That's true.
That is the devil. I'm following some extraterrestrial that was created by him? You done lost your goddamn mind. You following some heavy guru out there? Heavier than somebody sent by the Most High? Are you just stupid or evil and dumb? Cruising for a bruising. Look, you all know we need your donations. We need you to get spiritual packages. We need you all to write testimonies. We need that. And we need you to support that. I love you. Go ahead.
I was sending a donation.
Well, if this is you, Shell, then you'll be in time for a package. Now, also, you all know to be posting these posts up everywhere. Are you posting these posts up in that Telegram, Cheryl?
Yes, every time I get one. And before.
Well, even when you don't, remember what I told you, even if you don't get one, go back and repeat classes because, put links up there. Just keep us on their mind. All right? And put your own testimonies.
What the link on?
Yeah, put your own testimonies on there. And Katat, I know you know how to do it. All the rest of you all, I know who knows. Like Amun, I know which one of y'all know how to put stuff on Telegram and Twitter.
But I know.
Yes.
Yeah, I got Lucas's post today.
You mean the link that you sent into the email?
Yeah, I made a link, but I can only send it to Anukas, and she said she sent it out to all the rest of you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I received it and I got it. I have a question real quick though, just 2 questions, if it's not too much to ask.
Yes. No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, I know we talked about the Most High before in depth, but who would be the Most High as of right now?
The Most High as of right now is in transition, I believe, right? Because now it's time for me to take the 20th. I was the 19th elder as Oxman. But it's time now for the 19th to move to the seat at the head of the table as the 25th. Now I'm overseer of the heavens and the earth, so I guess that it's time for me to become Roger, leader of the band. I guess I'm supposed to be acquiring the seat of the Most High. Now I don't know whether I'm still in transition or if I'm already there, but if moving the whole creation is any indicator, I would think it's pretty close. And who is the Most High? Not who people select, who the Creator selects. And it'll be the one that knows the most about reality, not the world. You follow me?
Yes.
Right. So even though I know it's true, I'm just not, I don't know, ready to say, I'm the Most High. Are you following me?
I get it.
Even though I know it's His word may be exalted, would you be quick to say that?
No.
Neither would I. You understand? Because of the half-human nature He gave me in His work. I beg His forgiveness, right? But I don't really think it's important who is the Most High, who has the seat of overseer. I think it's important how many people adhere to them and listen to them and follow what their instructions are when it comes straight through them from the Most High Himself. You understand me, Universe Mover?
Yes, and that's why I'm asking, because we still must pay homage to the source and to who the source sent. That's why I was
because
asking.
They're one. Personally. I love you, and you're right, because you can't make a difference because they're one. The source and the one He sent are one. They're not two. Because the Most High, He speaks His words, and He speaks our words, me and the Most High, and He speaks the Most High words. The Creator explains things through His creation through this life. The one here and the one there are not two, but one. You hear me? He was in the world. He was in the world, but the world knew Him not. He came to His own, but His own knew Him not. He is His word coming, made flesh, to dwell among men and women, people. To speak your language, to look like you. Do you understand?
Yeah.
It's hard if you don't hear me when I tell you that the Most High only enters into equal relationships. You follow? Okay. The one you're talking about is all, and you're the all. Is there any separation there at all?
No.
No, it's not. So if you want to imagine the nature of the Most High, examine your own nature. You follow? And when your nature goes wrong, then you know you're out of line with the Most High. Because the primary attribute of the Most High is divine love. And whatever your decisions are and whatever you're doing in your daily life, if it doesn't involve obeying the Most High and expressing divine love, then you're working with that Samun, that hot wind, that fire, that devil, where you'll have your skin raped and burned 1,000 times. That's it. Because that's the only way He can show you that you're out of line. You understand? It's to hurt you. Or allow you to hurt yourself. All right, I love you all. Let me see the results in social media, which I talked about in the beginning. I'm sorry, but we can use social media, but we only use it for our good, So niggas talking about, I don't use social media and all that. These are rebellious devils as well. I love you. Amun-Rayay, servant to the 144,000.